What are your thoughts about the Madison water utility? What role do you see the Common Council having in oversight and improvement of the water utility?
So my first comment on the water utility is that we should be looking at and anticipating large companies leaving our area and making sure that our rates and our water flows are reflective of that. So I don't know if you guys saw your water bills go up, but I saw my water bill go up significantly. They went up, I believe it was 8 to 12%, depending upon where you are. But what happened was we didn't anticipate the drop in usage and therefore fees when Oscar Mayer left. And so we had a significant deficit that we had to figure out how to make up. And to do that, we raised rates, and they'll continue to go up because we don't have that major major company paying into the water utility. And on the backside, we also had to borrow, I believe it was, we sent out a $42 million bond that we had to utilize to pay for a lot of the utilities. And on top of that, the director was, at that point in time, right after he did that, was renewed for another 5-year contract. So I would like to look into the water utility a little bit more and make sure that we're making the responsible decisions that we need to be able to have that foresight and planning going forwards. I would like to say that the water utility is doing a wonderful job of repairing our water mains and continuing to replace our water mains. You know, they're doing over one a day. It's a really tough time of year for them, and I know that we've got a lot of overtime going into the water mains. So they do a lot of things really well. I would like to look at the planning and the future outlook of how we're going to make sure that with our resource management and continued environmental activism to be able to cut our usage, that we're still being able to pay for the pipes and getting water to everyone, as well as utilizing our wastewater systems effectively.
Yeah, the water utility was just outside my house down the street a few weeks ago because the water main broke in the cold weather. So I went out and talked to them and learned about what they were doing, and of course our water mains are aging, and they're made from materials that the colder and colder the winters get, they're not able to withstand that cold. And there are new technologies that are available to be able to replace some of that piping. It's not going to be cheap, and I would like to learn a lot more about that to see how we can then balance the need for new infrastructure with some of the environmental sustainability and wastewater management we also need to look into. So whenever I work on a project for a client, let's say this person comes to me with a career problem and they want their resume written and they want a LinkedIn profile and a bio, I make sure I get all the information and then kind of simultaneously work on all of those things. You know, multitasking, but different. And so finding out all the information that would be helpful to improve the infrastructure, improve environmental sustainability, and also decrease the fossil fuels consumption when they have to come out and bring 5 trucks into the neighborhood to replace the water main. All of those things I think could be investigated, and I believe that there's a lot of water is going to be melting soon, and so when we get into the flooding season, I think this will end up becoming more and more of a priority.